persona! Fear is freedom! I'm feeling slippery. Subjugation is liberation! Contradiction is truth! You pigs in human clothing! I won't watch this anymore!
It's just beginning.
And you're listening to Chibi No Podcast.
Kamehameha!
Wrong.
And it is time again for Chibi No Podcast for our Chibi reviews.
Quick Chibi.
We haven't done one in
Special review.
Yeah, and we haven't done one in a while, which it kind of sucks. We need to be on top of that.
The last one we did was Boruto, wasn't it? The mangas.
Bored. Yeah, and we didn't finish that. Well, we have to finish a lot of things.
We liked it. It was good. Continue.
But we will start doing the Dragon Ball Super though videos fairly quickly. We're just waiting for it to start going, start treading, and start getting really good, which is starting to now because we're going to see Beerus and Goku fight. But sticking on the topic of Dragon Ball Z, we just got done watching Resurrection F at the movie theater here in Utah at Jordan Landing, and it was a really big turnout.
Yeah, it was packed, which I expected.
And it felt really good to see so many fans. And side note, Diego saw these guys talking, and they didn't know that one of their friends, who was like really buff and just didn't look like a person like anime, went to the movie, and so they were really surprised. It was cool. You saw some people there that you didn't think would come.
All sorts of forms of Dragon Ball fans. I really like seeing the younger crowd come too, since we all grew up as kids. Like seeing like kids that are probably just got done watching Kai.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty cool.
In there, and like to see, it always makes you curious. Like with the new animation and the new styles, like kids seeing Kai, where it's hand drawn ink, page by page drawings, where it's not all digital nowadays, and then them seeing it and getting not the full experience we did with the fillers, for example. But it's just cool. I've always been excited to see like how kids react nowadays if they're going to watch an anime like Dragon Ball, and it seems like it's taken good.
It's interesting how we.
You know what I mean?
It's interesting how we can compare the both. How it's all digital now, and whereas before it was hand drawn. I think like with all the newer ones, we're kind of used to it being digital and being done on the computer.
We've been weaned onto it.
But when we see it in something that was hand drawn, it's a little bit different, especially with Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. Like with Dragon Ball Super and the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, it feels really different. I honestly can say like I kind of miss the hand drawings because you just miss.
I miss it a lot.
There's this raw. I don't even know how to explain it. This raw.
It feels like the manga coming to life.
Yeah, that's how it feels like. Whereas the digital stuff, I mean, no disrespect, it is really cool. You can do wonderful things with it.
Looking,
it kind of misses. I like that raw.
Feels more personal. It feels more personal when it's drawn than it is digital.
But let's go to the movie here.
Yes.
Let's go quickly through introductions. As you know me, I'm David, Smash fan.
I'm Diego, the little brother.
Mr. Worldwide.
Woo!
This is Major Tech guy.
And here is our review for Resurrection F. So we're gonna go through. We want to talk more about what we thought about this movie more than the plot. So basically, the plot, and we won't spoil too much if you haven't seen it. But basically, basically Sorbet, one of Frieza's minions, goes to Earth, gets the Dragon Balls with the help of Emperor Pilaf to wish Frieza back, and they bring him back, and he gets resurrected. And he trains for about 4 months to go back and defeat Goku and Vegeta.
Mostly Goku.
Mostly Goku, but that's basically the premise of the movie, and how they deal with that. So like I said, we're not gonna have too much into the plot of it because we want you to experience it for yourselves. But we're gonna talk. But we will talk spoilers though.
Can we do like a spoiler-free section, or do you want to just go right into?
Let's talk about the overall feel of this movie.
Okay, so spoilers beware.
Okay, so the overall feel of this movie, again, I don't feel that it was a really action-packed movie in the sense that it still felt kind of Battle of Gods, where it was very lighthearted with the jokes and stuff. It's still it felt very Dragon Ball.
I felt like
Dragon
the
Ball
first
Z.
half was the Dragon Ball we like where we laughed, but I felt the last half was very action-oriented.
Yes, so it was like it wasn't like it wasn't.
It was a bit half and half.
Yeah, it wasn't action all the way. which
I
was
thought
good.
it had more action than Battle of Gods by far, though.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it did.
Far. Yeah.
And it was more. You got to see more people fight. Like in Battle of Gods, you saw like what in
Saw 'em just all
total
get
like 2
taken
minutes
out.
maybe of everyone trying to attack Beerus and couldn't do crap. In this one, you actually see them fight Frieza's minions, and I mean for the most part they're child's play for the Z Warriors, but there's just this one guy and I can't remember his name. Is that red dude?
Oh, that dude.
Yeah, I don't recall his name.
He actually fights against Piccolo,
Which he's supposed to be as strong as Zarbon.
Which-
Piccolo beat Frieza's second form and defeated Android 17.
No. It
come
didn't
on.
say as strong. He says they're up to par like Zarbon.
Yeah, but Zarbon's like...
Yeah, but he said up to par like. Didn't say as strong.
I think
Like-
it's just what's translated. Again, power levels don't mean much, and if this guy can go toe to toe with Frieza, I mean toe to toe with Piccolo, it means he's
Stronger
really
than Frieza's old form.
yeah.
Come on.
But it doesn't. I don't know.
There's
I
plot
think
holes in this movie.
I think some of the stuff it's just saying like they're
Well,
comparable.
on top
to
of that,
them.
this is 4 months, and Frieza could have trained them to be a lot stronger
Oh,
than they
come
were
on.
too.
It's,
I'm just saying
there's
he
plot
could
holes.
have.
Let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about. I think Miles has a rant to it. It's about Frieza's training. Because he and again I understand his thought
Point of
behind
view.
this, that in the movie he says to exact his revenge needs to train for 4 months,
Yep.
and basically in the
Which
show,
is funny because when he arrived on Earth, it says it's been 6 months since
No,
he's been
well, it's
revived.
not 6. It's Piccolo said he guessed about 6 months. I mean,
he says been about 6 months.
yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly.
I'm just saying, there's little plot holes that are a little
Well,
annoying.
it's just different words. I mean, he could have been training for 4 months, or he could have been training
Yeah, but
longer.
this is all-
He
this
says
is all
4 months.
theory. I'm just going
Yeah, I'm
by
just saying he's-
exactly the dialogue. This
Yeah.
is what you're doing is theorizing.
This
I'm
is
just going-
assuming that
it's
right.
assuming.
This is assuming also that it took a minute to regenerate Frieza. I mean that's what it's shown, but that doesn't mean that's what
The
actually
other
happened.
thing, the other thing was like the resurrection. Like they resurrect him, and he's like, "Well, his body's gonna come in pieces." And it's like, when has Shenron ever had a problem that Pearson that blows up? He just brings it back. He's not bringing back their particles.
Well, the difference is he can bring them back. It's just I think it stated a long time ago he can't bring back people to normal if it's been a certain amount of time.
But we
What's
know
the state of that?
for a point we know that the powers had changed. We know that much.
True.
And we don't know a lot of the circumstances. Again, the last thing that we knew about the Dragon Balls was if you were dead past a year, or you had to be at least dead a year, or was it past or under a year that he could resurrect you? There's some certain conditions where you could only be resurrected during a certain amount of time. Never
But
certain
we don't
time
know on
passed.
the new Shenron though.
Exactly, we don't know about the new Shenron. We do know that they did use.
But on top of
They
that,
didn't even use him to resurrect the Earth. That was Puar. I mean not Puar.
Purunga.
Purunga.
The
resurrect
difference
them.
is everybody who's been blown up to pieces, kind of a
You
thing.
just confused Purunga with Poir.
Yeah, I
I
just said
just
it wrong.
had to just give you
The-
a second on that. Was
but
funny.
the thing is, the people who have blown up to pieces that's been resurrected have Purunga has revived them, so he has more power. Like if you think about it, Krillin was blown up and he was revived by Purunga. Chaozu was blown up and he was revived by Purunga. So we don't know this. We know Purunga can have that strength to revive people from bits and pieces, whereas Shenron, we have no idea. We know he can revive people back from the dead, but we don't know about
Again,
pieces.
it's all circumstantial. Like I said, it's not a big thing that they focus on.
Yeah,
all
it's
the
just-
powers
it's
They
and
just-
might have just did it
situations.
too for comedy purposes. I mean,
No, which is
it was
fine.
funny.
I liked it. It was funny.
It was funny.
But like I said, going back to the 4 months training. The only thing that we have to go by is he like he stated, he had never trained a single day in his life. He has been stated all throughout Dragon Ball Z that he is a prodigy, and that's what he said, and that's what we have to go by, and that's what people have said, that he's a prodigy. That's why he's so strong, despite never training once in his life.
It just sucks to see it though, because it's like Goku gets the Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan mode, and then is having a hard time against Frieza. When it's like you gotta, I know it just sucks, but it's just like power levels. If you even think about it, like in Goku's normal God form, he was fighting toe to toe with Beerus pretty good at 80%. And I'm just saying, like, you gotta weigh in Goku's Super Saiyan form on top of his God mode. And then he's having a hard time against Frieza. It's like if Frieza trains for a few years, he can be stronger than the Lord of Destruction.
We're gonna talk about that in
It's
just a minute. I have
just
my
have
theories on
issues
that.
with it. It's all.
I have my theories about that.
and I'm not trying to discourage any viewers. Like I love the movie. It's
Oh,
just
no,
not-
it's
I have to
fine.
turn off my brain to enjoy it.
And this is
As a
where
huge Dragon Ball fan, I got irritated.
this
but
is
it's
this
just
is where
enjoyable.
I have
It's
to
great.
talk about the Super Saiyan God between the difference between Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Basically, this is what it all comes down to. When Goku first became Super Saiyan God in Battle of Gods, like I said, there was a physical change in him. It wasn't just him powering up. There's a physical change. None of them could, and none of the people aside from Beerus and Whis could sense his power level. They don't know how strong that was. Now, when we see Resurrection F, he says that he got a taste of Super Saiyan God and that he found kind of his own way to get to it. And when he turned Super Saiyan God, his transformation was a little bit different. Like you saw him like kind of, I want to say coated or encased in energy, and then kind of broke off from his feet going up to his head, and it became the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. But like I said, I didn't see any physical change going by what happened with him in Battle of Gods. I don't believe that he is at the power though that he was.
But Vegeta did say too when he transformed, when he talked
he had
to
a
Frieza,
power of a god.
Yeah, it's power of a
the
god.
thing is though, remember though, as when they go into Super Saiyan form, they get bigger. So yes, they could go.
Goku and Vegeta were skinnier though when they did transform to Super Saiyan. They were very skinny, just like in the movie.
Not compared to Battle of Gods, but
no, he was skinny. Like when Goku was walking to him, he had skinny biceps. Like he was skinny.
I didn't see that.
I was paying very high attention to it. Too.
I personally was looking for it, and I didn't see
Seriously?
anything. If you look,
skinny.
yeah, if you look at the battle at the Super Saiyan God, that was super skinny.
Yeah.
But compared, if you put them side by side, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and Goku normal, they're gonna look the same beefy thing. Now you can say that when he becomes Super Saiyan, that he becomes buff, but like we haven't seen them become super buff, whereas it's noticeable. Even like when the only time we ever seen that is when Vegeta became Super Vegeta, and that's when he came really beefy.
well,
When
they get
Trunks
a little
became-
bit biff. They get a little bit buffer though. Like remember when Goku fights Android 19, he does get bigger. Not a tremendous amount, but you see him grow.
You see them
His muscles
expressing that his
expand.
muscle expand.
Yeah, it's
but it's
the
not
same
that big.
thing.
Just like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, his muscles got quote unquote bigger, but you didn't see anything really different from him. You didn't see
They
his
got more
muscles more
defined
toned.
and tight.
He could lift 20 more pounds.
He could. He what I'm saying is there wasn't enough of a distinction for me to say that level is higher than the Super Saiyan God.
No,
Because
I
like I said,
get you. I'm just saying
the
that's
Super
my
Saiyan
theory.
God was once one. It said it's a temporary transformation, and two, it requires 6 Saiyans. Like I said, I think in Dragon Ball Super it might explain how they achieved this form, but I still believe that it's inferior to the Super Saiyan God form in Battle of Gods. Because like Miles said, Beerus was fighting. I think it was 70%. I don't think it was 80. I swear it was 70.
No. Goku was training at 80. Beerus was at 70.
No, what I'm saying is Beerus was saying he had to fight at 80% of his power to fight Goku.
And
Goku was at 100%.
I have to watch it. I swear he said 70.
I think it's
It
different.
doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter.
10% matters. But that's what I'm thinking. I mean, otherwise, like if you have any theories of how they can astray from getting the power of the 6 Saiyans, and I'm all ears.
because I mean, you got a point though, because the other part of it is the whole fact of where he did say that the power is too strong and only lasts for a while for the Super Saiyan God mode, and that's how it really is supposed to be.
And so that's why I think that this is an inferior transformation. Aside from that, they knew they could transform into that when Beerus awoke, and they're still afraid of him. So, I mean, even though they've trained for however months or a year or whatever, they're still not strong enough to defeat Beerus.
Well, the thing is, even in normal form, though, Goku, unless he is a god, he can't beat Beerus.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like Goku could be stronger than Beerus physically, I would think, but without God Chi, like, he can't beat him. There has to be a god to take out a god.
Yeah. And
Like,
I'm saying that this is not...
Him is a god.
I'm not saying it's not a god form, but I think it's a mix of god and
No, I know
his
what you mean.
chi.
I think he just learned how the power is, and he's been able to harness it.
Yeah.
But he's not. Like,
He's not
a true Super Saiyan God at the moment.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. That's why I think that was
Unless he had 6 Saiyans again.
always.
Yeah, which is
Like I
amazing.
said, he can tap into that power. I mean, we saw that in Battle of Gods, because even Beerus said, like, what did you do? Like, it said your body kind of remembered
your
that
god,
power.
he's like your god energy's gone, but you're fighting like it or whatever.
Your body remembered that
Your
power,
body
so
remembered
it
And
stored
he's
it.
like you're a great fighter. You've learned how to,
So that's what I really liked. Okay, so let's start focusing on a little bit on Goku and Vegeta, how they were portrayed in the movie.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. I really liked what we said in the beginning when they're training with him, because it really reflected on the entire movie itself. So when Whis was
like
fighting
their weaknesses.
their weaknesses, they're
Very
talking
on
about
point,
it
right?
because in the first one he talks about Vegeta, you overthink too much. And it's true, he meticulously thinks of how he's gonna hit his opponent and where he's gonna hit him and
also
how he's gonna finish him.
frustration and anger. He's not calm.
Yeah,
He's too intense all the time.
And you saw that with Frieza, because like he held nothing back.
But he was more calm.
He
like,
was
he's
more
learning.
calm, but he was, like I said, we say you have to fight without thinking, and he overthinks and he thinks so much.
Yeah.
And you can see in his fight, you see he's very, I
A
want to
lot
say
of classic
robotic.
moves. A lot of classic
And
moves.
it's very robotic the way he moves. Like it's
He's
just
more of like a power hitter.
yeah.
He's like boom, boom, boom. Where Goku's more a little faster.
And because he was like power
How he
hitter and he was
trains, yeah.
thinking of what he was doing,
Yeah.
I mean that's the whole thing that happened with Frieza, and Frieza destroyed the Earth. Blah blah blah. But then with Goku, Whis was saying you're too careless, you're too overconfident.
Because you have all this strength.
You have
that
all this
you
strength.
don't
Your pride gets in your way, and you saw that right from the beginning. Like when he first meets Frieza and he becomes his final form, he's like, you would have been a great sparring partner for me. What a shame! Like you
Goku
hear
was
this arrogance.
overconfident, and that's how Goku is.
You hear this arrogance, but it's funny
But-
because you.
You know what I like about it too is do you recall a while back how Akira Toriyama didn't like how the U.S. portrayed Goku as the hero, and where he wants Goku to be portrayed as just a guy who likes to fight. I like how the voice actor
They did that.
took that into perspective, where
He
he's like
listens. To
he got
Kira.
cocky and he liked it. I liked that Goku was not the hero of it. He was like I want to fight somebody, and I liked his tone of it.
Like,
Like
like how he said,
cocky
part
about
of it is you don't think because you're an idiot. Vegeta. He's like, well, problem is Goku, you don't really think either, and he's just like, that's because he's an idiot.
And you know what's hilarious is as I was watching it, you saw these correlations of Goku and Frieza being very similar, and how they think. Frieza's a little bit more over the top with his pride and arrogance.
He reminds me of Goku's alter ego, Frieza,
Yeah.
in a way, like in a hard sense.
Yeah, and so that's when I started watching. I'm like, man, they're just fighting, just a little bit of difference, but it's basically
The same.
themselves.
Yeah, it's like a mirror.
Yeah, the only thing is Goku, like you said, he like Frieza said, like he's like the moral of everything, and so that's why he's always like, you can leave now. I want to fight you more, so just leave. I don't want to kill you. Whereas
And Goku's
Frieza,
being selfish right there. In a way, he's actually being selfish. As much as he's being a good guy, he is being selfish.
yeah, he says he always wants to fight. He always wants to get better,
That's
and
his
he doesn't
weakness.
see, and he
Bigger
doesn't.
picture.
Yeah, he doesn't see. Yeah, he doesn't see the bigger picture. He doesn't see that Frieza will destroy everything that he has, and Frieza. Whatever he wants, he'll
Commit
go to
suicide
any
for it.
measures. Yeah, he'll commit suicide. He'll play dirty. Have his one of his.
That
minions
was
do
pathetic. That I was not expecting from Frieza, though. To have a cheap shot move to kill Goku. Like, that was, to me, very... I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I think when
I
you
get
get
it,
when you
he's
get
so
when you get to a
revengeful,
point where he even said, like, do you remember our contingency plan? I mean, when you have a contingency plan, it means that he will do
Any
anything
measures.
to win.
And it's like Beerus kind of commended or... Yeah,
He said it was it was
it was
cheap,
dirty, but
but
effective.
and that's how Frieza was. And
Yeah, I loved seeing the vulnerability though of your strongest characters in the universe of Dragon Ball, and then they introduce these gods, and they're just like, I don't know. I just feel like Whis and Beerus are the best thing to happen in Dragon Ball. It's like in
I
a long
totally
time.
agree. And
They're
you know
so
what I like
interesting
about
just
it?
To watch, I could just watch episodes of just them.
You
They're
know
so
what I like about it
fantastic.
too is they're so strong, but they're not in the level of I want to dominate you. I want to
It's just
control.
like
They're like
flame.
this is my job. This is what I have to do. I have to destroy things, but I'll keep you around because you keep good food and I like to play with people. It's funny, you know.
Yeah, to him it's just like it's a different plane. He doesn't look at them just like ants. It's just like my job, how I was born, is to destroy planets. But other than that, I'm not here to like dominate or anything. He just does his job. He doesn't care if he's stronger than him. He really doesn't give a crap to fight. And that's what I love about their characters. But it's so great to see Frieza, the super strong in his new form. And he's like, "Is that Beerus?" And he's like, "Did you forget to call me Lord Beerus?" Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Lord Beerus. How's it going?
I mean,
he's like
it's
freaking out.
It's great to see how much respect they have or should have, or they recognize
That
Beerus.
this is a deity.
That this is a deity, and like I said,
Even Frieza knows his boundaries. Like, no matter how strong he gets, he ain't messing with Beerus.
yeah, and he knows, it's interesting to see like this character is not bad, is not good.
I love
he's
that
basically
about
just
Beerus.
watching. He's just
not a
watching.
bad guy, but he's not a good guy. He's awesome.
He's watching. When Frieza asked, "Are you here to stop me with my revenge?" He said, "I couldn't care less. Do what you want to do. I'm just here to eat my food." That's all he said.
He wasn't even there for Goku or videos. Like, oh, that's cool. They're fighting.
They came
now,
there for
what
the
I'm
ice
really
cream.
here for. Yeah, otherwise they would have never left. They would have just stayed up there and just
Yeah,
did their own
they
thing.
were
Don't really care that
literally
much.
there for the ice cream.
That's it. And I love how Bulma's like, this is a bigger situation. I love how she's not afraid to attack Beerus, like, verbally.
Because
Then he's just like, no, this is more important. Give me a damn ice cream woman. She's like, okay, yes, sir. Like, I love that. It's
well,
like,
because
no,
I
it's
think
more important. My
as
ice
you
cream.
you know why Bulma can do that is because she's providing him the food. So she's like, if she can,
He's like, all
you
right,
know-
you make great treats. I'll keep you alive. But watch
yeah,
your
that's
tone.
he basically said that. He's like, don't worry. If anything happens to the planet, I'll protect you. Just stay by my side, and then all the rest of the
make
Z
great
Warriors, all the rest of the Z Warriors are right
And then
next to
all the
Beerus.
War's like, right next to him.
Okay, so this movie was really good. Now I want to.
Really good.
Now there's one more thing I want to talk. Well, two more things before we wrap up here. The first one I want to talk about is we talked about this way before in the podcast, where when we first found out that this was Frieza coming back in the movie, I especially was I received it as very unpleasant news because I felt that they're just reusing this guy, and it's not gonna progress the story or the characters at all. That's what I was thinking. Now coming back and watching the movie, like, what are your thoughts? Because I know overall the initial reception of Frieza being the main bad guy for the second film was not positive.
I'm not still positive. It was great seeing him again, but I think the thing, like what you just said, was the progression of the story. It did have progression where, how do you say it? Frieza's the most iconic villain for Goku. And
Yes.
for him to want to fight him over again and saying, go and come back, I'll be there to fight you again, it showed this is a villain. Goku is like, he shouldn't have done that. Out of all villains, Goku should know, out of even Boo or Cell, you don't give Frieza a second chance.
Yeah.
He's the most maniacal.
No, he's
'Cause
straight up
Boo's
evil.
just crazy. Frieza has a mind of his own. He's smart.
Yeah, I mean,
And
if we go with all the bad guys, we had Raditz, we had Vegeta, we had all of them. Like a lot of them were evil.
But
Cell
Frieza was the worst.
Frieza was the mastermind and puppy behind the Saiyans attacking.
He was disgusting.
He made
was
them
disgusting.
Slavery, killing for sport and fun.
Enjoying
like, Boo
the death.
enjoyed blowing up and killing, but not
No, the
maniacally
difference-
like Frieza. It's
the
a
difference
different
between
passion.
Boo is Boo was created
Boo was
to
created
do
to
that.
destroy.
Yeah.
Frieza loves seeing torture.
He enjoyed it. He was born, and then he's like, oh, I like hurting people. This is fun.
Yeah,
I enjoy this. I
And
like
so the
having minions.
progression, like he said, it was great to see because Goku and Vegeta are realizing their weaknesses, and then when they do reverse time, where Goku just goes and kills them, like Goku needs to learn to stop doing this. How else is Goku going to advance? You know?
Exactly.
And that's what I liked about it, because Frieza's the one where it's like, Goku, this is Frieza. There is no effing around.
Yeah,
There is none.
You know what I like is how
He will destroy his
Whis,
whole
how
family in
Whis
a
was
heartbeat.
telling Goku and Vegeta how their weaknesses are. I feel like Frieza was an actual training session in a sense. Like without Beerus or Whis knowing, like Frieza was the one to let them know this is their real weaknesses and this is what it's like in real time.
And Frieza kind of got it out of him a little bit.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. Like I guess
like they needed it.
yeah.
Yes.
In this movie, I mean, we obviously knew that Frieza wasn't going to win. We knew he was going
You
to
could
die.
tell
I
from
knew
the
he was
movie
going to die.
too.
And like you
I
guys
hope
both,
he would have died by Vegeta, but
you both pointed out, they both
Spoiler.
had their flaws. They both need to recognize their weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
I think Goku.
still won't work together. That's
They
their
still
biggest
work together,
weakness.
which is
that's
fine.
their biggest weakness, though. But that's how it should be in Dragon Ball.
Goku got his chance to realize his weakness after witnessing the explosion of Earth. And Whis giving it the
Everything
time
dying,
3 months.
everyone,
Yeah, 3
yeah.
months. 3 weeks. 3 months. 3 weeks.
days,
3
3
minutes.
3 hours.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Jeez Louise. We are so bad.
And Vegeta, Vegeta just heard it from Bulma and from Goku what happened. Because he didn't know
Kind of. He's just like, what do you mean what happened? He's just like, well.
So I think at this point, Goku was kind of given a free pass where he was able to redo it. So he's able to recognize his mistakes. And Vegeta is still like that one step behind from progressing and getting over it, just simply because he, quote unquote, got killed when the Earth exploded, and so he didn't have that chance to think,
Learn.
okay, I need to not overthink and just do it.
Well, one of the plot advancements too that I really liked was it showcases how do you say it? It was good to see the interaction that I think we wanted to see. Like, I think Super might touch on this a little bit, is where Whis is like, remember, you're the one that told Frieza to destroy the same planet. He's like, shh, keep that on the down low. But it's funny, but at the same time, I know it's going to bite someone in the ass in the future episodes. Like,
I hope so.
I hope so, too, because that's going to get you some great plot development. Like, Vegeta's not going to be too happy about that.
Because
but it's going to be Vegeta.
Vegeta's whole thing was he was going to be the prince and the king of the
rule
Saiyans.
over who, Vegeta?
Rule over who, Vegeta?
They were the quietest moment in the
That
show.
was so
People
funny.
were laughing, but I was watching the scene and you just Vegeta quiet. Like, it's a whole quiet scene of just nothing going on.
And to know that the one that was behind it was Beerus, like, he is gonna be furious. I mean, his whole thing is he's fueled by this anger, this hatred toward Frieza. That's why he hated Frieza so much. That's why he saw him cry when he was dying, in the Frieza saga.
That's how much passion he had for his race.
Yeah, and so this.
That's why he hates Goku so much.
Yeah, so we're.
It's an underling.
So I'm hoping that they do touch. Actually, I really do think they will, and hopefully they will touch on that, because it's gonna be a great development for Vegeta to become strong.
Yeah,
become way.
And it was just good to see the interaction between the greatest galactical like menace to the galaxy, Frieza, being like, "Oh my gosh, this is Beerus." Like, it's so funny because Frieza is like, there is nobody better than him. But when it came to see Beerus, he was really like, "Oh, Your Highness," you know. It was just really cool to see that. That's what I mean. It was cool to see. It was progressing the story, even if it's in a modest way, even if it's in a light way.
I think
it was very needed.
I think
Yes.
it's what I
It was
think
a good bridge
needed.
gap for where I think the Centuries or the Galaxy Saga is going to go in Super.
And you
True.
can see that Vegeta has the potential to be stronger, like to be
I feel
able
like
to take his
Vegeta could
revenge.
honestly be stronger than Goku if he learns to calm himself and be a better
Yeah,
fighter.
and
They
I
both-
mean,
they
you
both
can
have
see
their-
that his
they-
fuel
their
can.
weaknesses.
You can
They-
see his drive can get push him. You know, because
Goku's they see the need for each other, because Goku's always that one step ahead, and Vegeta's always right on his heels, and so. And Vegeta even said, like, I need this guy because he pushes me to become stronger.
Yeah.
And I need to become stronger than him. And Goku's probably thinking, I don't want Vegeta to get stronger than me, so I have to push myself.
It's
so they
awesome.
need each other.
And it's funny how they won't admit it, but
It's
they
like
really
a-
are best friends.
it's like a
it's funny how they won't
remind
admit
me
it, but
of-
they're like brothers.
they
It's
remind me of
awesome.
Batman and the Joker, like, you know, an
need
unstoppable
each other,
force
yeah.
and an immovable object
That's a good
just
way to
together.
put it. I just thought it was funny just how the interaction was, because as much as like Vegeta tries and says like, you know, or no, where Goku is just like, well, Vegeta doesn't get on my nerves, but I seem to get on his nerves quite a bit. I don't know why. Like, I love that.
He's so laid back
He's so
and just
back.
relaxed.
Okay, there's one more question before we give our Chibi scores. When Frieza turns into Golden Frieza and Goku goes Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, Goku turns to Vegeta and says, "Do you want to take it over now?" He's like, "What?" It's like, "No, you gotta take it over now. You gotta finish your fight." It's like, okay, and you see them fight, and you see that Frieza has the upper hand for the most part, and the reason that he loses to Goku in the first part is that he doesn't know how to distribute his energy.
He doesn't know how to hold that form. It's like how when Goku first turns Super Saiyan, he's unstable.
Yeah,
And he's like, if you're going to get a new transformation, you got to learn how to be comfortable in it, how to use it, how to
Yeah,
fight in it,
exactly.
and
now,
prolong
now
it.
the question is this: is in that form, had Frieza learned how to distribute that energy, not getting stronger, but just learn how to distribute that energy, could he have beaten Goku?
Yeah, easily. They would have had to actually work together.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Easily,
been-
hands down.
So that makes Frieza's transformation even that more devastating. It's the thing that he did. Why does I keep saying she's? Because he was played by a girl. Is that he got stronger than both of them. What took him years to do, he did in months.
And he
That
did
is-
say stronger by one. If he could get a new transformation, he said he'd get stronger by 1.3 million. I think when he says that, it's 1.3 million beyond his form.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a great increase. I'm like, this is bullshit. How's he going from a fifth to a fifth form that is beyond Super Saiyan, beyond 2, beyond 3, beyond God, and then beyond Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan? Like, he just jumped up all of Goku's hard work over his whole life just to be like right there and be stronger. You know, so I think the 1.3 million makes a little bit more sense. Like, that form was huge. Because you remember Frieza's forms were drastically huge.
Yeah.
Like, he went from 530 to 1 million.
And
You know,
then,
then 1
and
million
then
to like, 2.5, and then he went straight to like 10 million.
Yep.
yeah, it
It's
was
just crazy. Like, the jumps are just unbelievable.
and so this jump had to be immense and dramatic,
'Cause
drastic.
he hasn't even just doubled. He has like quadrupled and then tripled and then like
Yeah, it's
Then
some
he got
every
weird.
that
formation.
huge-
Yeah, the calculation for his formations is like from one to the other is not even like double. It jumps from like 2 and then 4 and then 6 and then 12. Like, it just jumps.
And so, like I said, the only reason that Goku actually did win wasn't because he was stronger than Frieza, but because Frieza was inexperienced in that form.
Which he used too much energy up right quick, like a Super Saiyan. They ran when they were first coming about. Remember, Goku's like, we need the Super Saiyan form, but we can't hold it. In the Android Saga, we need to learn how to be comfortable with it, like when it's Gohan.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is that I still think they could have won, because like I said, it wasn't Frieza was overpowered and just destroying them. Goku was still getting hits on him, whereas before when they were normal, Frieza couldn't touch him. So you see this. So he was stronger.
Huge jump.
Yeah, it's a huge jump. You saw Frieza was stronger than Goku, but I think Goku, had he been smart enough, he could have beaten Frieza, but Frieza was still stronger.
Yeah. And Goku, if he really wanted to save the planet right away, he could just kill him right then and there and not let him go to his final form.
Yeah. But Goku is.
But
like
I
said, exactly.
Goku wants to fight.
Needs to learn.
Like he's always said. When was it? I can't remember what saga it was, but he said no, I want to beat him at his best. What saga was that?
That was
it was
Frieza.
Frieza. Yeah, because King Kai's telling him, "You can kill him now. Kill him now." He's like, "No, I want to beat him at his best."
So
and
he
then
knows that I'm better. That was his conceited part right there.
And that's why that's his major flaw. He needs to know how to defeat
Goku still
evil.
didn't kill Frieza at the end when the planet was blowing up. Even though he's like, you fool, and shot him, he still, and even Beerus called him out. He's like, you didn't kill him then.
Yeah, and so he said, you got to kill him now. And so I think
last time.
I think Goku needs to learn when to let them pirate. If he's fighting Vegeta at this point is not going to kill him, or is a threat to the Earth.
You want your rival? It's called Vegeta.
Yeah,
everybody else, if they're going to kill your family, destroy them.
Yeah, let Vegeta get to his full potential and then fight him.
They're practically equals at this point.
Yeah.
Do that. But when it's Beerus, even though he's not evil, when it's Beerus or just some sort of threat to Earth and to your family, you gotta take him out as fast as possible. There's no reason for you to have that arrogance and that pride to be like, oh, I want to beat him as best.
Vegeta wasn't expecting him to blow up the planet because he would have just killed him. Even though Vegeta doesn't come out and say it, he does love Trunks. He does love Bulma. He does love Goku as a brother. He's not gonna let him hurt the family. He didn't expect Frieza to do that dirty trick and blow up the planet.
What's funny is when Goku was telling Vegeta, do you want to fight him now? My thoughts are Vegeta's like, I don't want to fight him because I don't want to get beat up because I want to learn how this form is.
Vegeta's smart too.
Goku was all like, Goku probably had the same thought.
Vegeta's always analyzed if you really think about it.
Yeah, and Goku probably had the same thought, but he's like, I don't want to fight him. I want to see this first. But he's like, I guess I have to fight him.
Like Android 19, remember? He was watching Goku in the background the whole fight. And when Goku came knocked out, he's like, all right, I'll step in.
That's how he knows how to beat him. But they both find out his weaknesses at the same time.
Smart fighter.
Yes.
Yeah, but Goku likes to fight and get that hands on too. So he wasn't way upset. He's like, fine, I'll just fight him. Whereas Vegeta would probably fight it more and be like, no, I want to see how he fights. He's smart that way, but again, that comes to the whole thing. That overthinks things. He's thinking too much.
I love how they battle the rival. The rivalry is the best. He just goes up there and just punches Goku. He's like, what the hell's that for? And then he just starts fighting him.
Turn.
They're like, wait, what are they fighting for? Boom, 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 boom. And they're just fighting up there, and Frieza's just like, I'm still here.
Kakarot is my turn.
You know what's funny is that Vegeta was the only one. Vegeta was the only one to throw in a punch. You could see how much stronger Vegeta was to Final Form Frieza, not Gold One, but Final Form Frieza, because Vegeta just came up there and punched Goku and then kicked Goku, whereas Frieza was left and right trying to hit Goku and nothing happened.
Yeah,
that was the only times Goku got hit. That was funny.
I just loved how they're acting though. It was great to see the interactions, and I think Beerus and Whis were some of they were the highlight. The beginning when you first see them talking, even with Goku and Vegeta, and he's like, Goku, you're forgetting to call me a lord. You need to respect me still. And he's just like, oh yes, Lord Beerus. It's just so funny. The interactions, I just feel like they're the best thing to happen in Dragon Ball's universe in forever.
It is, and I'm glad that the series is gonna give them more time to us to interact with Lord Beerus.
I want to know more of them. They're great.
And you're going to you start to see more of them now. And now we're gonna see We're going to see the movie through the series, and then we're going to see what happens after and see them. How do they interact? How they're going to play a major part in the development of Goku and Vegeta. And hopefully that they rewrite the ending and that at least some of them get somewhat stronger. Because the only thing that I didn't like is freaking Gohan. Gohan's a little pansy. I hate him right now.
I cannot believe he got hurt by Frieza just by getting out of his chair real quick in his first form, getting hit, then coming back in.
That's how
weak
he got.
Goku fights him in normal form at his Frieza's final form and is beating the crap out of him.
Powered up normal form.
Come on, Gohan. He doesn't even. I think I know how to do Super Saiyan. that to me is just how they've just totally just thrown Gohan to like a Krillin.
Again, I see it as not a surprise because Gohan was never like Goku
It still
ever
makes
in
me
the
mad
sense.
though. Like,
It does get me
when
mad.
Goku dies, like Goten seems like the only one that's a prodigy, but he doesn't really care about fighting either.
He's really lazy, just good lucky. Like the only reason he'll fight is if Trunks like, let's go fight together. Okay, we'll fight. We'll
Even
have
Trunks,
fun.
I think Trunks likes to fight more,
I-
but
I think he fights because he looks up to his dad, so he trains to be
His dad
with his
trained-
dad.
His dad
Well,
makes him
after-
train, but
Yeah.
at some point, he's gonna just be like, I don't want to train anymore. And his dad's gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna force you on
I
it.
feel like if GT just ignoring it, because I don't agree with it being canon anyway, but it's just like I feel when everybody gets older and Goku dies, like who's going to be left? I just feel like Trunks would be the top tier after that.
If it was the alternate future Trunks, then yeah.
Well, that's true too.
He's the best one. He would, because even though he had to learn how to fight and have to be a fighter, but to keep fighting and to get stronger would be his
I
main goal.
honestly hope that he comes back. I don't think he will.
It would
Like
be
I
cool
said,
to
he
see
was
him.
supposed to come back at one point because he defeats Cell, and that's what, like 7 years after.
That's where Bojack is, because then he waits longer and then he gets his hair grown back and then he goes back.
I don't want it to be the movie though. It was canon that he goes back.
No, you know what I would like to see is
Bojack.
if you've got
from the movie 9.
yeah I'm just throwing crap out there.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I was like,
You know what I would like to see is if you ever played Xenoverse, that Trunks that's in there is the Trunks from the alternate timeline, and
Yeah.
he's running this time universe thing. I would like to see that
That's
Trunks
cool.
come in and like see how their world is doing, and just to see how
It
everyone
would be
is.
cool for him to come back and visit.
Yeah, I would like to
Yeah.
see that.
But I know we need to get wraps things up, but I just wanted to ask a theory out of you guys, because I've always thought about it. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Like Goku asked, what are you, Whis? Like, he's beyond Beerus by nothing. He can just destroy Beerus in a finger.
Yeah.
What now? We know gods. We know there's 7 gods at least, or no, 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
13 gods. So what are Whis in them like?
You know
are
what
they,
I think?
are
I
they
think
creators and just destroy? How do you
The
say it?
creators was confirmed that those are the Kais. Kais are the ones that create. Whis, I believe, is more like
he's like a watcher of things.
he's like a watcher, a guardian.
Because
sort
we can't
of.
compare it to like.
He's guardian of the universe. You know how the Dende's
It's not like
guardians
he's
of
not
Earth?
like God, like
No,
in
no,
real
no,
life.
he's just
God.
a guardian.
Like,
He's
how
like
do you explain it?
I think he, like Diego was saying, he's not necessarily a guardian, but he's like a he's one that makes
Do
sure
you think
that
he
things
keeps balance of the
he
gods?
keeps,
He
he
makes-
keeps balance.
yeah.
He makes sure that the Kais keep creating and that Beerus keeps destroying, so that there's this balance of.
It's about they're
in
like
the-
the balances of the universe. I think if you don't look at them as like people, they're really just like the central. They would make what the universe is.
It's kind of like in the comic books of the presence.
yeah, it's like
he's
a presence.
like the strongest thing ever, but doesn't really interact or try to stop things from going. He makes it. It's like the natural flow.
Yeah, like if Goku and Vegeta die because they lose in a battle, I mean that's whatever.
Whis is like
See,
doesn't matter,
That's how life works.
and I think Whis' power cannot be matched because
I don't
that's
think
who he is.
I don't think
He-
Goku or Vegeta could ever beat Whis ever. I don't
No.
think Beerus could ever. It's like
I don't
it's
think they
different.
need
It's different
to.
planes.
that's a
makes
plane
sense.
that can't be matched because it's the main role of Whis is to keep balance, and so
Yeah.
since he's
If
doing
balance
that,
is
they,
disturbed,
no,
then
no
he
one else
has
can do
to.
it unless he takes on a predecessor. That's
yeah.
the only way. And like I said, it'd be a different kind of, I guess, energy or being that person becomes that can't be matched by
Because
any
it's-
method.
And if you think about it, Whis, even though he's stronger, he does the bidding of Beerus
Yeah,
because it's how the order works.
yeah.
Where even though he's stronger, he's not a commander. He's not a ruler. He's a watcher.
Yeah.
He makes sure that Beerus is in check, but that's it. But he still is there to make sure he is a lord and he is the god of destruction.
Yes.
Yep.
Hands down. So no matter if he tells, we're doing this, we got to abide by it. Even though he's stronger, he's there to, Beerus is part of order.
True.
And so he needs to make sure that Beerus is still a god of destruction and he is blowing
Mhm.
up planets.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
I was just surprised. I just want to know your guys' thoughts.
Nope. That's
But now,
good.
do you think Goku and Vegeta could ever be strong as Beerus?
I
Yes.
do.
Yes. They
I
can
think,
attain-
like I said, I don't think it's by them training alone. It's yes, they're going to be training, but it's them mastering the Super Saiyan God form
And their weaknesses.
and their weaknesses to defeat Bill. And like I said, even Beerus, we said that he hasn't mastered the whole fighting without thinking.
yeah, even Beerus
style.
hasn't done
Even
that.
Beerus hasn't done it. So once Goku and Vegeta do master that, then they can be Beerus.
Except Whis, he can't control his feet.
Yeah, I guess.
His shoes.
Boo.
His shoes.
Well, I feel like Whis is just so
Laid
go
back.
lucky and laid back. He doesn't really care.
Unless
And,
he's fighting.
the other deities, it would be like him, like Shampa's, the girl.
But
Could she beat Whis? I don't know. I don't even think they'd ever fight.
They're-
I don't think they
yeah.
need. They don't. They don't
Don't
have.
need
They have
to.
no reason to fight.
They're
so-
just to keep balance. That's it.
Yep. I mean, if and
He's
like
not
I said,
looking to be
Whis
stronger.
Whis is controlled by sweets and food. So if they offer him sweets,
He's a
then he'll be like,
little
okay, I'll
selfish.
train you.
He's a little selfish.
All right, so let's go with our Chibi score. So out of a 100-point scale, I'll go first. I will give it a solid 9.1. I like the story. I felt some parts were not necessarily rushed, but I would want more development, especially with the Frieza's a little bit training. I think it would be cool to see what kind of
we'll
training
probably
he
see it in
did.
the DVD. Blu-ray.
That's what I would love to see. What kind of training he did, but it would have made the
I hope
movie
we get a lot of that
a lot.
on the inside of Super too.
Yeah, but it would have made the movie a lot longer, and I felt the pacing was good enough to it kept me like always engaged. So if they had cut to like 10 minutes of training, I think it would have
So
slowed it down a little bit. But overall, the story I think was really good. I love the voice acting. I think Sean Schemmel, Chris Sabat,
Nailed
they
it.
did an amazing job. Every one of those ones.
I
get
thought the
an
guy,
applause.
the new Frieza, what's his name?
Christopher Ayers.
Yeah, I grew up with our heritage Frieza, right?
Yeah.
And Japanese Frieza, they're fantastic. But I feel the new Frieza, he nailed it compared to the original. I never thought I would say that because I was like, when I first heard Kai's Frieza, I'm like, I don't want to listen to this, and I didn't. I just watched Japanese. But now watching the full movie where I was forced to, he is a way better Frieza voice actor.
Oh yeah, he,
Like I
the
said,
Unbelievably great
snarkiness
job.
to it, and
Great job. You could tell he worked his butt off for the acting. Like
And-
that.
I just like the feeling of his snarkiness and how he like you could feel that how he talked to everybody was I'm
believe
over
he's
you,
Frieza?
I'm over
Oh,
you, and you just you can never talk
yeah.
down to me. But, you know what I mean?
So yeah, mine's 9.1. Again, fantastic job to the entire Funimation cast. You
Yeah,
guys,
thank you
guys
so much.
nailed it. Like I said, if you watched your first recordings that you did back in 1999, you were saying like, compared that to now, like you guys sucked back then. And they even said that. They even said like they listened to themselves back then. They're like, man, we sucked so much. And then when they came back with Kai when I first hit it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. And then the movies, they just keep getting better and better.
Remember in when Dragon Ball finally switched to Funimation, where the first episode when we finally got to see more of the Ginyu Force and
Yeah.
seeing Berta and Jace. Go watch Goku's first episode that with Sean Schemmel, and then listen to him now. It doesn't even sound like he knew how to voice Goku yet. It's a completely different voice,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sean
and
Schemmel
it's
is-
annoying to listen to. It's
Yeah.
horrid to listen
because
to.
he was
And even
nervous.
Sean,
Hurts my ears.
even Sean Schemmel said like it wasn't, and even then he said it wasn't until he became Super Saiyan or dubbed it that he was like, okay, this Goku, I'm gonna make him my own, and I'm gonna put my parts
That's when
into
he
it.
learned.
And that's when he started getting better. And now that he's had so many years with Goku, I think he's perfected the role.
He's the best.
Love it.
Ugh.
But yeah, 9.1. Miles, let's go with yours.
Well, I want to ask on your 9.1. If that's your 9.1, what do you rate Battle of Gods?
Battle of Gods. Battle of Gods was better.
That's why I'm
I
asking.
will
Because
say.
9.1 is high.
I would say 9.4. I think it also adds to the nostalgia that was there when I saw it, and this
First
one
movie
doesn't
in,
have
like,
as much. I
freaking
mean, it does have
forever.
Frieza in it, which adds more just nostalgia in it. But Battle of Gods being the first film in like 15 years or whatever, or how many years
And it was
was,
focused on all new characters.
and it's focused on all new characters.
The whole
It
movie.
added that new thing, so that's why it's higher.
And you at least shed a tear when you saw it again. Like
Yeah.
that's-
I guess for mine, I mean, I wish that we could have saw the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan mode, as stupid that name is. I wish the transformation was more epic. It was just so quick, and then it was overshadowed by Frieza.
Yeah.
When that was such a big moment. It was so great seeing my friend Marlon, though, when he first saw Vegeta. He's like, Vegeta could do it, too? Like, this is a guy that hasn't even watched a trailer. He has kept completely just
in the dark.
locked down on purpose.
That's,
So when he's seen, he's just like, oh my gosh, Goku has blue hair, and then he sees Vegeta. He's like, no way. But, for Battle of Gods, yeah, I mean, I guess David's probably knocking 6.6 points off because of the whole Vegeta dancing. But anyway, which is totally
that
he's like 8 now.
that adds and subtracts, so it just stays the same.
All right.
I had 6 points because it was funny. I minus 6 points because it was Vegeta doing it. So like,
I guess I would probably give it an 8.7. The only reason why is the starting was very slow. There's a lot of parts in the dialogue with Frieza. It was good to hear, but it was like 15 minutes of like, can we just move on? There's points like that. There's points where I had a hard time with some of the power levels and the weaknesses with the characters, and then Roshi being on Parth. There was just some parts that kind of drove me nuts on power levels. I had to really turn off my brain to enjoy it quite a bit because I'm just a super fan, and I'm sorry for that. I just get a little picky. But other than that, I didn't know I was going to enjoy it this much. The voice acting definitely made it a high on my list. Battle of Gods, I probably agree with Dave. I give it a 9.4. I think it's more rewatchable. I think it has more rewatchability than this movie.
So wait, what was an 8.7?
This movie, Resurrection F.
Oh, then
Just because I feel like I can watch it again, but I feel like I can watch Battle of Gods 3 times more than I could ever watch this one.
Yeah.
I just felt it's just on a different league. But this one was great because it has a lot of action and great comedy.
I think this one's going to do a lot better in the series than Battle of Gods will. I personally think. Yeah. But that's just me.
No, that's fine. I still loved it. I'm glad I saw it. It came close to a 9 for me. There's just, as a fanboy, and yes, I will say a fanboy, there's inconsistencies that just kind of really tick me off. But for the most part, it was Dragon Ball at its core, and it was awesome. And anytime I can see Vegeta and Goku get a banter, and more Whis and Beerus, I'm down. That movie is fantastic.
Diego.
I give it a solid 9. The movie, I did like a lot of it. I enjoyed. I like some of the, just the cinematics of it was really nice and pretty, and the thing that made it skyrocket high in points was actually seeing Vegeta get a God form. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Your favorite character?
Because I'm a Vegeta fanboy, and I wanted Vegeta to get his God form in the last movie, or to at least see something with the red hair. But then seeing him in the blue hair, I was just impressed. And then just the way how Vegeta was, spoiler, beating up on Frieza, I was just like, dang, Vegeta's got to take it. Vegeta's got to take in, watching the movies beforehand and stuff in different languages. I was like, that's what knocked some points out. Vegeta wasn't the savior this time. I feel like he deserves it in one point. Like Miles said, the dialogue in the beginning with Frieza was taking way too long. But one out of 5, 1/5 of all that dialogue was important. Everything else is just.
So you did feel that Frieza dialogue was a little too much too, then? Yeah,
but I did like the music when he was coming back to life, when he's being regenerated. Because I like Maximum the Hormone. They're a good band. I love the comedy of it all. It was hilarious. I thought it was one of the funniest ones in the Dragon Ball Z movies. I think it is the funniest one in Dragon Ball Z movies.
Yeah, I haven't laughed that hard in Dragon Ball for a long time. I laughed at Battle of Gods, but not like in
this one was hilarious.
Especially seeing Frieza bow down to Beerus. That was one of the best scenes in that movie.
And then Battle of Gods, I feel like it was better by not much to my perspective, like a 9.2, 9.3. Solely because it's another Vegeta moment when Vegeta has his My Bulma moment and he freaking
and the dance
he wrecks. Well, the dance made us apart. When Vegeta starts wrecking on Beerus as a Super Saiyan 2, that was amazing just to see him doing that. And Goku had to become a god to even hurt Beerus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all that. And I like the plot line. I like the build up to the movie. Sometimes I'm not too much of a fan.
That's right.
Too much action, and sometimes I like some plots or some dialogue. So, Battle of Gods was almost perfect on that sense. If I had maybe 10 more minutes of battle, I'd be fine. But yeah, I like both of them. But I'd watch Battle of Gods more.
Nice.
Average 8.9.
Average 8.9. Great movie. Go watch it. I will probably watch it again.
I want to watch it again before it's over.
I'll try to if I can go. If I can get
if
a
I don't,
chance
I'll
before
just
I go.
I'll buy the Blu-ray when it comes out. In the UK, they have a release date for October.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably get ours. Probably November.
Hopefully we get ours earlier, but it depends. This is not Nintendo where they give those guys 3 months earlier. So hopefully we get it earlier than they do.
Was it Toei that did this, or who did this?
Toei and 20th Century Fox.
Okay, so who did Naruto the last?
Viz Media.
Okay, that's why Viz always takes freaking forever. That makes
sense.
This is
Funimation.
Well over a year.
This is Funimation.
And
they didn't have that lawsuit. That's what took Battle of Gods forever. Remember they had the lawsuit with the fake Dragon Balls.
Japan is very cooperative with Funimation and Dragon.
Oh yeah,
Ball,
Funimation.
Right?
Because Gen Fukunaga, he's best friends with the president of Toei, so they get their
That
stuff
makes
real
sense.
quick.
Because I remember when they asked about the weekly episodes, being dubbed, and they're like, no, it's just too soon because of the quality they want to really.
On top
produce.
of that, the voice actors are all spread apart. They're all too far
it'd be
away.
hard.
So
They need to wait for seasons, I think.
I think when
Which
it's
is
like
We'll do. I doubt it'll be when it's complete. They'll start doing seasons.
Yeah, I which is fine. Like if
Yeah,
they,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But that also leaves the question: if they do seasons, are they going to do Funimation style? Just I'll do a whole season set, or we're going to watch them weekly.
I hope it's not 7 episodes.
I'm pretty sure it'll be a season.
No.
no, they
Oh,
better
the
be
season- if there's
seasons.
seasons,
we'll
I'm
get a
fine.
whole. I think we'll get a whole season set in English.
I hope. I don't want any
I
of
don't
this.
think we'll watch it weekly.
Part 1, Part 2. Oh, F that. I'm not going through that hell again.
Yeah.
Blu-ray each, $30.
Okay, well,
Oh, nightmares.
um,
I
So
spent
that-
5,000 on Dragon Ball Super.
so this was our review on Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. Our next review of a movie will probably be Boruto because it's going to come out in the U.S.
October.
in October.
Yeah,
thought
I
it
was looking at-
September.
No.
Or-
But I think it's October 9th for the Utah. But the tickets aren't available
Yeah,
yet.
tickets aren't available. We will give you that review of that movie. I know it's coming out this month. Or is it this week?
What?
In Japan.
August 9th or 7th?
So
Whatever it
next
is.
week it's gonna come out for Japan.
Yeah, it's
so
coming out
if you
soon.
want to get the Japanese review, go listen to them. We'll give you we'll give you our experience and our review when we go see the movie. If you have any recommendations of animes or movies you want us to review, let us know in the comments or on our Facebook page or in any social media that we have, Instagram, Twitter, whatnot. So thank you so much for listening to us. This is Chibi No Podcast, and signing off, this is David the Smash Fan.
Mr. Worldwide.
Smash your deck, guy.
Okay, guys, together we gotta do the Kamehameha. Ready?
Kamehameha.
Chibi No Podcast.
Gully gun.